Right, it's 16th of January. The water temperature 10.3 degrees C. Outside it's 4 degrees, it's going to top at 6 degrees C. So it's a cold one. I want to do a trail run from Plymouth around the kind of Mount Edgecumbe end of the Rain Peninsula, a swim at Cawsand, and back to Plymouth. I've got my Cremyll 3-layer running coat that I've nick waxed, tech washed and washed in because it was wetting out last time. Got my Cremyll running t-shirt, Run4Adventure running shoes, grip grab, thermal arm sleeves, Run4Adventure socks, Cremyll running gloves, got a woolly hat with a light on there, whoops, a buff merino wool hat, buff peaked hat in case it's sunny, hey, you never know, a buff Holly Hansen running tights, Solomon Advanced 8 hydration running vest. I've got a thermal t-shirt there. I've got a long sleeve thermal t-shirt there, wick away. Some dry bags there, compass, whistle, map, if I can fit the map in, waterproof thing for my camera, some waterproof floats for the GoPro, and I'll have some mounts for it as well. Zone 3 swimming jammers, one of those microfiber towels that'll pack away small. I've got this rash vest. I've got these fantastic mould yourself earplugs, because otherwise I get cold water in my ears if I swim, and that'll give me vertigo. I've got a Zone 3 thermal swimming hat, Zog swimming glasses, got my swim secure donut, which I'll well, boats can see me, but it's to mount my GoPro in today actually. And there's the GoPro wind muff there as well. Well, I mean, all the stuff I'm not wearing has to go in that running vest, which I believe it will. So there you go, there's my running vest loaded up. I'll do. And my GoPro kit. Those moulded earplugs are the Loyd's custom moulded earplugs. Yeah, very good. And the other bit of kit that I didn't mention was my Saucony Exodus Ultra trail running shoes, which have been absolutely brilliant. Very grippy, really good. And I got them after looking at Loyd Purvis's, Run4Adventure. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel in the description. But he does loads of good reviews, and he did some, well, he kind of reckons these are really good, and I found them absolutely brilliant, so cheers Loyd. So you can see here I'm at Firestone Bay. There's Drake Island, Devil's Point down there, Mount Edgecumbe's over there, the house just round the corner. So I'm parked at the Royal William Yard, which was kind of gentrified area. It's an old victualler's yard to the English fleet. Yeah, it's kind of built in the 1830s, but it's been done up into a load of bars and things now, and some very nice flats. So yeah, it's built in the 1830s by John Rennie and gentrified recently, and it's built in the area of Stonehouse in Plymouth. It's kind of, ages ago it was called East Stonehouse because there was a West Stonehouse across the way in Cornwall, across the Tamar there. But yeah, East Stonehouse, Devonport and Plymouth, they were kind of three towns that merged to become Plymouth in 1914, and in 1928 Plymouth became a city. So yeah, it had been kind of run down until recently, but the whole area's been done up. Very nice. And this area now called Stonehouse is kind of famous for being landed by Robert the Bastard, who was heavily involved in the Civil War at the time of Henry I. After his death, there was a kind of it's called the Anarchy, and it was a war of succession, really, working out who's going to be the next king. And this area passed to the Edgecumbe family. Yeah, so there's a good view of the Royal William Yard, and across the way there is Edgecumbe, and Cremyll, in fact, is I'm going to get the foot ferry from Stonehouse in there to Cremyll across there, which is part of the kind of Edgecumbe land. The Tamar, or the Hamows as it's called here, after the River Liner and the Tavy have joined it, joined Tamar, which divides Devon and Cornwall, becomes the Hamows, and it kind of splits Devon and Cornwall, although the Anglo-Saxons in 705 took part of Cornwall, so the border was then at Cawsand, between Cawsand and Kingsand. I'm going for a swim at Cawsand, I'll show you in a minute. West Stonehouse, which is kind of owned by the same people it was until it was destroyed by the French in the 100 Years' War in 1350. So kind of Edgecumbe and Cremyll were part of Devon until 1844, and that's when this kind of divide of the Tamar was the case. So I'm going to get the Cremyll Ferry, which I'll show you in a minute. Cremyll Ferry has been running since 1204. Obviously not in its motorised form that you'll see today, but oh, there it is, right in the distance. There she is, our taxi. That's Plymouth Dockyard over there. Nuclear subs and various battleships. There's the Mount Edgecumbe house. Been in the Edgecumbe family since it was built by, or they got it built in Tudor times. But the Edgecumbe family has been mentioned in 1292 apparently in the history books. Part of the kind of ruling elites, you know, MPs and lords and all that. Consolidate a load of land round here, marrying the coattails. So there you go. That's the Mount Edgecumbe Park. And there's the William Yard over there, and our Cremyll Ferry coming from Stonehouse to Cremyll. Right, I've got to find the start of this run. Past the Edgecumbe Arms, I believe, I'm not sure. It's a cold day, I'm not sure about that swim later. We'll see how hot I get. Lovely views. Ah, that's a wacky place. Right, so there's the obelisk. Apparently it's 10 metres high, and it's a sea marker overlooking the Hamows there for the ships coming in. Right, we're coming into Edgecumbe now, I believe. Round the Edgecumbe farm next, and then we'll go up over the hill towards Maker. Pretty impressive gate for the Edgecumbe estate. Nice cottages. Right, I believe our footpath is this way. Oh heck, looks like a bit of rain there. I was hoping to keep dry and warm, ready for the swim. I complained about this jacket last time I was out because it wetted out, but I've treated it with Nick Wax kind of wash in and Tech Clean, the other way around really. And it's beading, isn't it? It's not wetting out this time, so that's a good sign. Let's hope it stays that way. Edgecumbe Farm, no doubt. Now, you can't see the dockyard from here, but you can hear that siren. I think that happens on a Monday once a week just to test it. You have to evacuate if the nuclear subs blew in some way or whatever. Nothing to worry about today. I remember when I lived in Stoke, they gave us some iodine tablets in Stoke in Plymouth because you're supposed to fill up your thyroid with a safe iodine rather than a radioactive one. But now I'm up north of the city, they don't give us them. Right, looking for a path to go uphill to Maker. Right, there's my path. I need to go up there and up that field. But I want to keep myself dry if I'm going to have a swim. I don't want to be putting wet stuff on after my swim. So excuse me fam, but I'm going this way. Across this flooded field. Over the stile. Through the gate. And up the hill. It's not very clear where this path is, but I think it's this way, and then we kind of bear left of it that way. Another splendid view of the dockyard there, and you can see the Tamar Bridge in the distance. Just there. There's the liner, and that's it's Millbrook Lake, of course. And this is Pigs Hill Wood that we're going into at the end of this field. Another very wet kissing gate. Oh, right. Look left, look right, and across the road. Oh, at last, a clunk clink gate. I won't spoil the sound for you. There we go. Oh, nice. Right, here we are. I've forgotten the name of the church, but that's where I need to be. On top of the world. Right, Maker Farm. This is St Julian's Well Church, I believe. Right, this is one of those where I'm not quite sure where I'm going. I know I don't want to be on that road, but oh, there we go. I can see a footpath sign, that's good. To Maker Farm. Look at that. Look at that, we can see the sea now. Beautiful. So we're looking over kind of Cawsand and Cawsand, which is down there. Across Plymouth Sound, I think you can just about see the breakwater, the little lighthouse on the end of the breakwater, and that's the Great Mewstone across Plymouth Sound, just off Wembury Bay. Beautiful countryside, a beautiful day. Apart from that little shower, it wasn't too bad though. Right, let's get going. Oop, bit of a swimming pool down there. There's quite a warm sunshine that, but unfortunately it's there's a bit of a cold wind. I've taken one of my layers off. I've kept my coat on just because of the cold wind, really. I'm just taking my final thermal layer off. Just got my sleeves and my running t-shirt on, but I'll put my coat on because of the chill wind. That Maker farm was at the top of the hill, really, so it's all downhill to Cawsand and Kingsand now. Across that field. Lovely view of that church. There's a lovely view of the breakwater, and that's the sort of diving school that I ran past last week when New Year's Day, wasn't it? And Bovey Sand in there, and then I came up at Haybrook Bay and went over the farmers' fields. Well, there's the breakwater, 1,560 metres long, kind of protecting all the anchorages from the rolling incoming seas. It's kind of commissioned at the start of the Napoleonic Wars. I hope you're finding this interesting. I find this interesting. Kind of 1806, John Rennie and Joseph Whidbey, and it was finished by Rennie's sons in the 1830s. So there you go, Plymouth breakwater. I think we'll see that a bit later as well. Right, onwards and upwards. Less of this walking and chatting, more of this running. Whoa, another slippy bit here. It's so fortified, Plymouth Sound. I'm not sure what that is, but there's loads of kind of fortified things along the coast. But you see them everywhere. Right, I think this is just going to take me down into Kingsand. It's another one of those things. It's like a river. Look at that. I have to go astride the river. I'm going down to the onto the southwest coast path, really, to Kingsand and Cawsand, and when I come back I'll come back along that path too, only instead of coming back up here I'll go all the way around, keep to the coast and go round Mount Edgecumbe that way back to the Cremyll Ferry. Oh, it is a bit steep here, you probably can't see it on the camera, but somebody pleasure cruising. You usually get loads of boats moored off Kingsand and Cawsand, and it's lovely swimming amongst them in the summer. You can see what I mean about the fortifications, can't you? That old diving school was obviously a fortification. That's Pickleford Fort Picklecombe or Pickleford. And obviously on the breakwater there's fortifications there. That one's been made into some kind of private apartments and that. More gentrification. It was Fort Picklecombe, by the way, in case I didn't get that right. Fort Picklecombe. And there's Cawsand Bay. So we'll be kind of going along the path into there and then hopefully having a swim. I mean, you can see there's breakers on the breakwater and up the rocks around the fort there. But because it's a southwesterly, if you're going to go swimming you want to come here really, because it's just nice and flat. Because it's very sheltered by the land. It's blowing right into like Tinside. You can see Kingsand first, and then around that little house is Cawsand. This is all Cawsand Bay, and so like I said before, when the Anglo-Saxons took part of Cornwall there. The border between Devon and Cornwall was between these two villages. The other thing it's famous for is kind of smuggling, and someone, John Pollard, lived there, who's a sailor that shot the French sailor, the French sailor that killed Nelson. There you go, it's fascinating stuff. Hello. I'm not going near your house, mate. Hello. Hello. Okay. Right, through Cawsand, the old fishing village. Fishing come smuggling. Look at that, beautiful. Hiya. So this is the beach at Cawsand. There's a lovely pub there, and they got along the railings you can bring out your beer. They've got little tables that they hang on those bars. The Devonport Inn, very nice. But I'll head round to Cawsand, back through this village. I remember in the storms of 2014, this was clock tower was really undermined when they repaired it. It's a lovely long swim from you know, long lengths if you like, from Cawsand across Cawsand. Just keep going back and forth if you're training like I was last year for the Dark 10k, and you know, you're quite sheltered. There's lots to see, keeps your brain occupied, you know, and yeah, get your mileage in. I was up to 5 miles last year, but I haven't swum that long for a long time. So for this year, I'm going to do it this year, which I am, whether it's part of the competition or whether I just do it myself with my friend Alex. We'll do a lot of training there. Right. Another pub. Okay, we're just looking back at that pub at Cawsand and the clock tower. Picklecombe Fort, breakwater. On we go to Cawsand. There we are, the lovely sheltered bay of Cawsand. Oh, it's a bit in shadow. Might make it a bit cool getting changed. I mean, in the summer you get all boats moored up here, and it's lovely swimming out to them, to the swimming boys and amongst the boats. I'm just going to have a very quick dip, I think. It's a bit chilly and I don't want to do anything stupid. I've got 3 or 4 miles to jog back. Don't want to be too cold. Well, I'm sure I'll warm up if I take less photos. Well, it's a chilly day, but it'll be nice having a bit of a dip. I'm trying to convince myself to do this. So my theory is that I can use this tow float and prop up my GoPro on there and just tow it. Let's go and have a splash in the sea. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I like to get my face in, and then it tells my body what's coming. So here you go. Right, now I've just got to lower myself in. Oh, there you go. Alright, I'm back in. Oh, we're done. Right, let's go and get dry. That was lovely. Sun's going down now. Let's get back before it gets too dark. So you can still see it's breaking up the rocks over there and over the breakwater, but it's so calm here because we're in the shelter, we're in the lee of the southwesterlies, and yeah, I really enjoyed that swim. It's lovely. I'm going to have a sandwich to help me warm up now, and then I'll head off along that coastal path. Beautiful day. This is what I've been looking forward to, really, these kind of crisp winter days, but the weather's not been that good recently. My toe donut was getting on my nerves on the back, it was flapping about. I can't remember how I did it on the way here. I was okay on the way here. I've had to put it within these straps, but that's okay. Just looks a bit odd. It's not about fashion. Two little robins talking to each other here with the tick-ticks. As opposed to their song, this is their call. There's another one over here. Right. Another excuse to stop. I wonder I haven't got my coat off today. Oh dear. It's not a race. There's just too much to see. Gotta take it all in. You can hear the sea beneath us now because we're out of the shelter of the headland. Cawsand Bay headland. So we're coming up to Fort Picklecombe. There's an old beacon at Who Lake Point just before Fort Picklecombe. So I don't know whether there was ever a, I don't know whether they built fires or had a candle kind of light on there like a lighthouse, I don't know. Keeping the boats off the rocks there. And a last look at Kingsand and Cawsand. Son has got his hat on, and here we are, a lovely clunky gate. Oh, come here. There you go. So Fort Picklecombe's got some tennis courts now. There's the breakwater and the Mewstone. And the divers thing with Bovey Sand and Haybrook Bay after it. Beautiful. Jenny Cliff over there. At last, another clicky gate. Click and clunk, clunk and click. Nice. Good view of Drake Island coming up. There we go. And there's we're coming up to like the closest point to it. It almost feels like you could swim or walk across. It's called the bridge, because it's very shallow. You can't get big ships down there or anything, but I think the water moves very fast, so best not to. You can see Mountbatten Beach through there, and the breakwater swim used to go from the breakwater 2 miles into Tinside Pool, but then they moved it against Jenny Cliff, and it goes along there now. It's about 1.7 miles. So I've done the 2 mile one, and I've done the 1.75 one a couple of times. Like I say, I'm moving on to that 10k, and they cancelled it last year because it was too rough or something, and then it got too cold, they said. But I'll do it with Alex or on me Todd. As soon as it gets warm enough this year, I'll get some training as soon as I can. Down the River Dart, that is, from Totnes to Dissisham. Way up. Split splash. So that's the bridge. You can see the breakers, how shallow it is, but you can also see how fast the tide's moving against that. So I look on the maps and I think, oh, I could swim between those markers. See all those markers, because they're to tell the ships that, you know, it's rocky. Those markers there. You think, oh, look at it, I could almost walk. But that speed of that tide will take you away. So listen to your head, not your heart. That's the model of this story. And talking of fortifications, you can see all the fortifications on Drake Island there. I think Francis Drake said something like, whoever takes Drake Island takes Plymouth or something. Talking of the Spanish. And it's been all sorts, you know, after the military. It was a outward bound centre. I think someone's bought it to put a hotel on it, but I think conservation is having to deal with the conservation before he does anything. That's the last thing I read anyway. I think there was a nest of little egrets, or, you know, nesting birds there. There's Plymouth Hoe, so we're nearly there. And there's the Folly on Mount Edgecumbe. It's alright if you're rich enough to build pretend buildings to play with, isn't it? And that's our so-called great families. I shouldn't moan. My lot's pretty good, I think. I'm having a jog on a Monday. Nice. Semi-retired. Suits me. Right, so there's a good view of Drake Island, but here is Barn Pool. Just in case my battery runs out, I want to say this is this was the anchorage of the Beadle, just this little bay here, under the foot of Edgecumbe. It's the anchorage of the Beadle, which was you know, Darwin's. Well, Darwin was on that ship as it set sail on Monday the 27th of December 1831, and he learnt a lot from the Galapagos Islands and all that, and you know, our theory of evolution was built upon his findings, and others of course, but there you go. Barn Pool. Looks like I've got enough battery for a good view of Barn Pool. So the Beagle would have been anchored off there until the weather was right, and then they set sail. So you can see Stonehouse over there and the Royal William Yard. I'll just leg it round here and then Cremyll Ferry across. Another Edgecumbe Estate fully, if you like that sort of thing. There's all gardens and all sorts over there. I mean, it's a beautiful park really. There you go. Nice. Nearly done. That was a really enjoyable walk. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if I said enjoyable walk, that was a Freudian slip. I meant enjoyable run, although I did do a lot of walking. And swim, of course. This daft thing ain't there for nothing. Well, that's a fast current, isn't it, as the Tamar and Hammers, as it passes into Plymouth Sound. That's Devil's Point, so called because of these tides. And Firestone Bay, where we started, is just around that point. There's the lighthouse at Plymouth Hoe in the distance, and I'm parked in the William Yard, so I shall just go down to the ferry port and wait the ferry. So I'll sign out. I enjoyed that, I hope you did too. So I'll make another video soon. Bye bye. Hello again. Couldn't resist this. Part of the Edgecumbe Gardens, and all the kind of exotic plants are behind that, so it's well worth a visit. Really good. And there's the Tudor mansion. I don't suppose it would have been complete without that. A view of that. Okay, here is our ferry. So with that, I will definitely say goodbye. See you again.